So I thought this was an interesting topic that I didn't understand, that you didn't understand. But I was on the phone with a client of mine the other day, and I thought it was really interesting when they told me they essentially weren't sure who they were talking to. So my question to you is, who are you talking to? Who are you selling your products and services to?
How old are they? Are they male or female? What do they do for a living?
These are all questions that you should be asking yourself when you are trying to figure out who your target audience is. Maybe you're trying to find your niche, or maybe you're trying to develop a product or service to sell. And if you haven't met me yet, my name is Bloggin Brandi, and this channel is Bloggin Brandi, where I share behind the scenes of how I build my businesses for both myself and other people. The topic of this video is obviously about finding your niche or figuring out who your target customer is and who you are talking to. I figured I'd make a list of some of the things that maybe you should consider putting in what I like to call your customer persona template or your buyer template. There's a couple different names that you can call this, but let's go through the template and then you can actually download it and use these things for yourself, add to them, subtract from them, and figure out who your target customer is. When you're trying to create your target audience and find your niche, you're gonna want to know things about your customer. How old are they? Are they male or female? What do they do for a job? Where do they work? What time do they go to work? What is their schedule like? And some of the other things that you're gonna want to know is maybe where they live, where are they located? Maybe your clients are here like me in America, or maybe they are overseas somewhere. Now, some of the other things that you're going to want to put into your customer persona buying template are things like your clients' motivations.
What motivates them? What do they like?
As well as what are their goals? What are some things that they're trying to accomplish? If it's some type of niche, like for me, I'm in the travel industry and I have an RV business that I recommend RV content to. So for people that are traveling in an RV, they might want to know how to fix an RV, or they might want to know how to live in their RV. You may have something different depending on the product or service that you're selling to the people that you're selling it to, which is why it's really important to figure out who you're talking to with your target audience. So not only their motivations, but to find out their goals, and then also to find out their frustrations. What are they having those problems with? This is going to help you develop a product or service to sell to them, or perfect the product or service that you're trying to recommend to sell to them later on. And last but not least, there's tons of things that you can include in your customer persona template buying template, but some other things you want to consider is how much money do these people make that you're targeting to? Can they even afford the product or service that you're selling? Or this might give you a good idea of how to price the product or service that you're trying to sell to them, or at least a starting price for where to start if you know what type of income people are actually making that you're selling to. So if you're selling a product to someone who is telling you, hey, I only have an extra $100, $200, telling them, hey, I have a $500 product versus a $50 product, you're probably going to be able to sell the $50 product to them a lot easier than the $500 product. It just depends on who you're selling to, what their income is. So income is really important. It's not an end-all be-all, but you want to consider that when you're pricing your products and services and figuring out who your audience is, as well as their education level. Where are they at in the process? Are they in the beginning stages, or are they an expert at it? Are you selling to a customer, or are you selling to a business? Who is the person that you're selling to? So these are some things that you can use to get started developing your customer buyer persona and essentially your template. But you're probably wondering, okay, Brandi, so where do I actually find these items that you're telling me about? How do I find their age? How do I find their occupation and their interest? Where do I find these things? The best place to find these things are social media. If you're on social media, they normally have some type of analytics tab that you can go to. So on Twitter, they have an analytics tab. On Facebook, Instagram, you probably have to set it up as business. YouTube, all of these have analytics tabs. So if I were to go, say, behind my YouTube channel, that would tell me the age range of the people that follow my RVing website are in the 25 to 45 age range, depending on the content that I've been putting out. I can see who's following me. It'll tell me that a lot of the people that are following me are male, and it'll also tell me the things that people are wanting to look at, or the type of videos that are really popular to my YouTube channel for RVersity. So it gives me good ideas for what to make videos about on my RVing channel. I know that people are looking for tutorials of water pressure and how to take a shower and how to plug in their RV, versus on my Bloggin Brandi channel, if I'm looking behind the scenes, I know that people are trying to figure out how to start a website and how to start their email list, because those are my most popular videos behind the scenes on my YouTube channel. And that's what I get a lot of people contacting me about. Speaking of which, how to find your target audience, and another way that you can do that besides having a YouTube channel and finding that on social media is setting up something like Google Analytics on your website. So if you have Google Analytics, it's just a tracking code that you put on the back end of your website. And you can do this with like a header and footer plugin. That might be really tech savvy for you, but I'm sure you can Google it and figure it out. It's super simple to do, and you can do it in less than just a few minutes, but it's going to give you a lot of information about where traffic is coming from to your website and help you analyze who is looking at your content to be able to figure out who you're selling to and who's buying your products and services, or potentially going to buy your products and services. And then another thing that you can do, especially on social media, is to run polls. You can set up polls and ask your audience questions and find out who is looking at your content. And if it's just an ABC thing, people are a lot more eager or easy to join and fill out a poll, versus if you try to get people to give you straight answers. So if people just have to say yes and no, or A, B, C, D, you're gonna get answers a lot quicker from people. That's one thing I've kind of found out. So you can do that on social media. And then also, if you wanted to send a form, there's SurveyMonkey, or you can set up a free form also with Google Forms. There's tons of options out there to help you analyze your audience and find out what they're interested in, and maybe what to sell them, or how to improve on something that you're already selling them. Now you know how to create your customer profile and the things that you need to be looking for, but I'm sure that was a lot to remember. So I put my template in the description below, so you can just plug in like your customer age and their occupation and put together your own customer persona buying profile and figure out who you're actually selling to, who your target audience is. If you like this video, hit the like button below, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe. I'm Bloggin Brandi. That's pretty much it. I don't know why I always stop like that, but thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.